Welcome back in. It's the NBA top 3 plus parlay of the day. We get a lot of things here. So I'll give you my top 3 and then we'll hit the OddsShopper parlay. Yesterday, not great. We opened up Sunday 3-0 yesterday, and there's our pal Eric Lindquist reminding us that we went 1-2. So not terrible. 4-2 on the week. Still profiting right now, and that's really all we can ask. So appreciate you being here. As we look at our first game, the Utah Jazz needed a big run, but you know what? So did their opponent. So did the Oklahoma City Thunder, both coming off huge, monumental type comebacks that should just ignite a team. No team, you would think, at least playing on Tuesday, needed a type of victory like that, like the Utah Jazz, who were kind of struggling. You get a win, and then you lose a bunch, you get a win. It was just kind of like this snapback moment for them where it was coming in drastic, like comeback fashion, but at the same time, totally necessary just to kind of right the ship. Thunder, on the other hand, they just remain super tough to beat. Well, we're targeting two teams right now who are going to be a little tired, or just going to be a little sluggish. And it's not even so much exhaustion like fatigue, but it's coming back from those types of wins that we just saw the Thunder and the Jazz. I mean, OKC in the fourth, just enough. This is a big total because the Thunder, of course, can push this thing. The Jazz, on the other hand, and I'm looking at this at home, I'm probably going to get $1.10 to $1.12 from Utah, and that's going to make it really hard for OKC on the road to hit that total. So we're going to come in. Our third best play of the night is under 240.5 OKC in Utah. We had to go back to the Florida days to find you a pick for our next play here. Now, from a player prop standpoint, you look at this Pacers team, and it's been a struggle as of recent to get consistent scoring for Andrew Nembhard, knowing, of course, that this team was kind of trying to find its way when Tyrese Halliburton was down and now back. Everything centers and flows through Halliburton. Here with Nembhard, we're still getting a pretty high number for a guy who has not hit this in 2 straight, and I don't necessarily know or see, for that matter, how tonight hosting Houston, which has been down on the road more than often, is going to open anything up here for Nembhard. We know it's going to come in probably more secondary minutes, but still, for a guy at 10.5 points, even money, it's going to be difficult for me to pass this up. A big part of this is simply opportunity and volume. When you're fading a guy's points, you're looking at that and saying, all right, well, where did he get to 11, 12, 15 points? Where did that come? Well, as recent as January 30th, the 28th, he was over this number 5 straight games. He was knocking down shots, shooting well. And if he wasn't shooting well from the floor, he got volume. Against the Knicks, and then as recent against the Hornets on Sunday, you didn't see anything from Nembhard, struggling to get to 10 points in a loss against the Knicks, a close one, mind you, and just not even shooting the ball well. 0 for 4, all from 3 against Charlotte in a laugher there. So I'm not doing anything tempting this bounce back from Nembhard. That seems to be a nice sweet spot to get under that number. That look from Jimmy didn't come from a reporter or at a reporter. It's trying to figure out who's going to play. Or when anybody, you've seen this. Guys have gone down. Guys have come back. It's been a rotation. But Jimmy's been hurt too. Not as of recent, but I'm saying throughout this year. This game is a big one where the Orlando Magic are trying to even out the season series. The last time these two teams will play for the entire NBA season. And they also come in a little hot right now. Miami, on the other hand, this is going to be finding rhythm with guys who have been hurt and coming back or simply aren't there right now. But Miami, you look at just what they've been through over their last, 10 games. They've lost 8 of their last 10. They come in off an L. And then here comes Orlando starting to surge again. This is what would be their 4th straight win tonight. Do you know how that's coming? And look, here's the other part. Even if Miami does get over, Miami does find a way, it's coming in the total. It's coming as far as an under is concerned. Both of these teams are best served keeping this game under 213 points as far as a pathway to victory. Neither one of these teams is better off pushing the ball up and down the floor at an uncomfortable level. You're not just going to out sprint your opponent, not so much because it won't work to do it against Orlando or Miami, but that's not either one of these teams' bags. So there you go. Top 3 plays under 240.5 OKC Utah. Andrew Nembhard under 10.5 points at even money, and then under 213 in the Magic and Heat game. All right, let's build a parlay, 2-leg parlay. Hit one of these. We're up now. It's 3 days into this. So if we hit this at plus 380, we are up for the week. That's the beauty of these, but we don't push it. We're running a 2-leg plus EV parlay here on DraftKings, and you can see our data that would explain why we're going to a certain market, why we're betting at a certain book. It's DraftKings, it's rebounds, it's threes. That's what's been working for us from an ROI standpoint. So we open up here with Cam Johnson, who's banged up with the Q tag, under 5.5 rebounds at minus 140. May seem like a big number, but it's the best number that you can find out there. And on top of that, you're probably laying, or you're down to under 4.5 at plus money, you're laying a higher number than minus 140. So Cam Johnson under 5.5 rebounds. And then look, our pal, Andrew Nembhard, just don't hit a 3. It's plus 180. The X wins still at 38%. You may shy away from that, but there's still edge, and not even slight edge, pretty decent edge here. 6% plus EV just means that you are getting the best price on DraftKings. And again, the data shows these markets are working. So Cam Johnson under 5.5 rebounds, Andrew Nembhard, don't make a 3. Don't make a 3. Plus 380 expected EV at 11% with nearly a quarter expected win percentage. And that's your parlay. It's easy to get in here. You want to use the parlay builder. There you have it. 20% off. Code Shander. You get everything, including the Discord, so you can hang with Eric Lindquist. Don't worry. Don't sweat it. He's there too. Here's your parlay one more time. And let's run through our top plays. Under 240.5 OKC Utah. Nembhard under 10.5 points. Under 213 Orlando Miami. Appreciate you rolling with us. As always, I ask at the end, if you had fun, if you learned something, comment away, but really subscribe here. That does us wonders. We would love for you to be part of our massive ecosystem and growing. So we want you in as part of the discourse, part of the conversation, as part of the community. How about that? Thumbs up on the way out. We'll see you.